Look closely at the glass. She whispers to herself, I am no longer a reflection. I am Elena. She takes the red dress. She takes the life that wasn't hers. Everything in this house now belongs to the shadow. But remember, the real Elena is still trapped. She is watching from the other side of the glass, screaming in silence. The game has only just begun. There is no room for two of us in this world. Living a human life isn't as easy as the shadow expected. The house is filled with a heavy, suffocating silence. Every room feels cold, like the inside of a grave. The imposter moves through the halls, but the animals know the truth. Her pet dog growls from the corner, sensing the smell of old glass and frozen air under her skin. He sees what humans cannot, the hollow darkness behind her eyes. She stares at the creature, her smile widening far too much. Suddenly, the barking stops. There is only the sound of something shattering on the floor. The reflection is hungry, and a human name isn't enough to feed her anymore. Elena's friend Marx has arrived for dinner, but something feels terribly wrong. He watches her move, noticing how her gestures are perfect, almost mechanical. When she laughs, the sound is like metal scraping against glass. When she hands him a glass of wine, her fingers brush against his. Marx freezes. Her skin isn't just cold, it feels hard and sharp, like a polished diamond. Under the bright dining room lights, he sees a faint, jagged line running down her neck, a crack that shouldn't be there. The imposter is trying to blend in, but the human mask is starting to slip. She is a masterpiece made of shards, and she is beginning to break. Marx has found a staircase he never noticed before. It leads down into the suffocating darkness of the basement. He feels a sudden shift in the air. The temperature is freezing, and it smells like ancient, cold glass. At the end of the room, something huge is hidden. A massive shape covered by a heavy velvet cloth. He hesitates, but then a voice calls out to him. It is Elena's voice, but it is not the Elena waiting for him upstairs. He reaches for the fabric, pulling it down slowly. The mirror is ancient, and its surface is covered in fresh, red blood. From the other side, a face is pressed against the glass, screaming soundlessly. It is Elena, the real Elena. Before Marx can react, a hand grabs his shoulder. The imposter has found him. Are you playing a game without me, Marx? One more soul, one more life. Marx is paralyzed. The floor beneath him feels like a frozen lake of knives. The imposter is struggling. Her stolen body cannot hold the darkness within. She is cracking. The human world is rejecting her. She needs a fresh anchor. She needs a soul to stay whole. Every step she takes leaves a trail of frost and broken reflections. He grabs a knife to defend himself, but his own reflection reaches out and grabs his throat. The boundary between the two worlds is melting. Reality is becoming a hall of mirrors. I am here, Marx. The shards whisper in 1,000 tiny voices. Save me. She leans in close. Her breath smells like cold iron and ancient dust. One touch is all it takes. The transformation has begun. In her eyes, he sees his own end, a beautiful, silent death. Marx desperately searches for a weapon, but instead, he finds a hidden wooden box. Inside, an old diary remains, the last warning from those who disappeared before him. The ink is dark, almost like dried blood. The words scream off the page. The final warning is clear. If the reflection escapes, do not look into its eyes. It is the only way it can steal your soul. He feels a presence. The imposter is standing right there, her shadow stretching across the floor like a giant claw. She isn't pretending to be human anymore. Her bones crack and pop with every movement. Marx shuts his eyes tight. He remembers the warning, but the darkness is tempting him to look. "Look at me, Marx," she whispers. Her voice sounds like the wind howling through a graveyard. The house is no longer real. Gravity is failing. The mirror world is pulling everything inside. His resolve is breaking. The curiosity is becoming a physical pain. He wants to see. One look, and it's all over. When Marx opens his eyes, the house is gone. He is standing in a chamber made entirely of glass. Everywhere he looks, he sees himself. 1,000 versions of his own fear, stretching into infinity. But the reflections are no longer following him. They are watching him, with eyes that don't belong to him. The imposter is everywhere. She is the queen of this glass kingdom, and there is no exit. He tries to find a door, but the glass is no longer solid. It's a liquid trap, cold as the void. The world begins to spin. Up is down, and reality is just a fragment of a shattered dream. From the walls, 100 pale hands reach out, pulling him towards the silver surface. In the chaos, he sees a flicker of hope. A single door that hasn't turned into glass yet. He runs, but every step he takes shatters the floor beneath him. His reflection is screaming for help, while he stands there, frozen in terror. The laughter of the glass is deafening. "You can't run from yourself, Marx." He takes a leap of faith into the darkness as his world shatters into a million pieces. Inside the void, the real Elena is fading. Her spirit is becoming as thin as a shadow. But then she hears it, a heartbeat. Marx is close. The boundary is thinning. Through a tiny crack in the glass, she sees her home. She sees the imposter standing over Marx. The glass is a seal made of ancient magic. It cannot be broken by force. It can only be broken by sacrifice. She understands now. To return to the world of flesh, she must offer her own blood to the glass. As her blood touches the surface, the mirror begins to scream. The silver is melting away. In the basement, the great mirror begins to bleed. The wall is crying tears of rubies. Marx watches in terror as the solid glass turns into a swirling whirlpool of light and blood. A hand reaches out, not cold and pale, but warm and stained with the price of freedom. Upstairs, the imposter lets out a piercing shriek. Her stolen body is dissolving into ash. "I'm coming back," Elena whispers. Her voice is finally her own. The door is open, but who will step through it first? The explosion of light is deafening. The barrier between worlds has finally collapsed. Marx opens his eyes and freezes. Two Elenas stand before him, identical in every way. The one on the left is weeping. She looks broken, her hands stained with the blood of the ritual. The one on the right is calm. She wears the red dress. Her smile is perfect as a porcelain doll. "Save me, Marx," they both whisper at the exact same time. Their voices are a perfect match. Marx remembers the diary. He looks at their feet. The shadow never lies. He looks down. The crying girl has no shadow. She is the hollow one. With a scream of rage, Marx strikes. He chooses the one with the smile. The girl in tatters explodes into a cloud of crystal dust. The imposter is gone, or is she? He pulls the smiling Elena close. He has saved the love of his life. The nightmare is over. But as they walk away, Marx glances at the mirror one last time. In the reflection, Elena is trapped and screaming. The girl in his arms has no reflection at all. The shadow didn't just take her place. It took his soul too.